Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Footy Kismat. With the transfer video just closing a few hours back, let's look at how it panned out for the top six clubs. Our guest today is a close friend and a lifelong Arsenal supporter, also one of the founding members of the ABU club, the one holding the gun for the Gunners. Beware of him if you have ever said anything bad about Arsenal. Gautam Rao.
Hey
Hey
guys,
Gautam, how are you, bro?
so
It's party time.
uh, it is party time. I think crazy transfer window. I have to say, last week's games were crazy. So
Yeah. Season. Let's look at how the transfer window panned out for the clubs, and we'll start with the reigning champions, Liverpool. And so they have spent basically 72 million. 72 seems a familiar number.
you had to do that, didn't you?
It's a coincidence. I can't do it. They could have spent 1 million more somewhere last day. Okay, jokes apart, I think they had a very good transfer window. They have a very strong first team, and they just needed a few additions, and they have done that.
See, the way I look at transfer window is what have you addressed? Okay, so if you look at Liverpool last season or even possibly this season, when their first team is not playing or they have injuries, you have
Yeah,
questions on the squad. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So they have addressed definitely three areas that need strengthening.
yes,
So I would say a very good window.
mhm,
Possibly, I mean, maybe we'll get to that when you do your next segment, but yeah,
yeah,
definitely a good window. So they've identified Liverpool recruitment has been good, not just this season. I think past 6, 7 seasons, Liverpool has identified targets and they've done their signings. So
yeah.
hats off to them.
Quick signings
So
compared to some other clubs.
I know whom you are hinting at.
We'll have a slot for that. But as you addressed, right? So I think they have done some good signings, covered up like from a squad perspective. What they still need, I would say. So basically, our producers have told us not to put talk about VAR because Liverpool fans are very sensitive right now about this topic. But I think from the last game as well as against Atletico Madrid, it has been clear that once Alisson is not there, Adrian is just not up to the mark. It's a very huge gap, and there are repeated mistakes.
So to answer your question, definitely like we discussed as well, the second string side is not that good. Okay, so I think if they have to compete across the competition, so we have a lot of games coming in.
Mhm.
We have the Premier League, and we have to also remember that this season is we also have the Euros.
Yeah,
So a lot of players will want to do well, will want games. So a lot of games basically that we'll have. If you look at their squad, I'm really not sure if they can compete in all the tournaments
okay.
just because of the areas that you have pointed out.
Mhm.
Midfield, yes, they have very good options now. They've strengthened it, and defense backup is not there. Gomez and Van Dijk definitely good options, but not no competition for them.
Yeah,
And
and if
keeper, so you know.
we have been always focusing upon the second defender, but if Van Dijk ever gets injured, God knows what will happen to them.
Yes, yes. So there is no backup and there's no competition for places. So that blinks complacency. Yeah.
Yeah. I think expectation wise, it's straightforward. They have the strong team. They are the rating champions. They should be favorites to win and probably at least make the Champions League a semi final. Right.
I think they will definitely be contending for the Premier League, maybe even win it if I mean, they keep injuries away.
Mhm.
Cup competitions, I'm not so sure whether, Klopp has the squad to make a run in both the league, Champions League and the cup. So he might sacrifice some of the cup competitions. He's already
Yeah.
sacrificed the
Yeah.
Community
We have
Shield.
seen that in the past. It's like a blatant sacrifice. It's not even hiding. Just play a weak team and. lose and just
The League Cup did, the League Cup they did not play a weak team. We beat them comprehensively, and so it was not a sacrifice. They had played a good squad, but yeah, I think FA Cup they might sacrifice.
no, no, not taking anything away from Arsenal. I'm talking about last season. I remember
Yeah,
last
last
season.
season they've done that. Yeah,
Yeah.
last season they've done it. And Champions League, yes, they'll definitely want to. I would say that they would want to win it, not just reach the semi-final stage.
Let's move on to City. So, as you know, Pep's obsession with defense. So they have gone for two central defender and just an attacking winger in Ferran Torres. Decent spending, but money has never been a problem for them. And what they still
Hmm.
need, I think Aguero, like he has been so phenomenal for so many years, but they have just been not able to get a backup for him. It's difficult to understand, like, but with his injury record, they have Jesus, but I don't think he's a like for like replacement for Aguero. And left back, I feel, is again a weak spot in the sense that Mendy, maybe he had injury record, but doesn't look like he's back to his Monaco best. So, what are your thoughts on this?
For United, for City rather, jumping to United always. Yeah.
So eager.
For City, I tipped him for winning the Premier League at the start of the season for two reasons. Primarily, the same Liverpool squad strength that I just mentioned before, and possibly VAR that I have to mention because see, eventually luck catches up with you. So Liverpool had a lot of good decisions or lucky decisions with VAR. So not expecting this season to be the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's why I tipped Man City. But looking at their current defense and possibly even attacking play, I have to say I don't say they are the clear cut targets for Premier League. Maybe contenders, but definitely not sure. Striker is Jesus is good, but not at that level as Aguero.
Mhm. Exactly. They have options, that is true.
Yeah. So
Expectation
that
wise, as you have already mentioned, they should be like competing at least for the Premier League. Maybe I have seen their attacking play like a couple of games, and it's not like the end of last season, like where they were
yeah,
steamrolling other teams. It's not at that level.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I
Champions League, I think I don't think Pep can win it. So maybe just make at least a semi-final in the Champions League.
so progress from last stage, huh?
Progress
I
from that.
totally agree.
They
I
they'll hit
totally
that
agree.
they'll hit their barrier and then get out from to a probably
I I I
weak French
totally
team.
agree. I totally agree with all your expectation. I just have a question here, though. Do you think if it does not meet any of these, will he be sacked?
Uh, I don't think he will be sacked. He has a lot of goodwill with the owners and all, but
Or should I
maybe
say he'll walk away?
yeah,
He'll walk away. He has a history of walking away.
yeah. Okay.
Let's move on then.
All right. To your favorite club. And
That's why I said let's move on.
so eventually, deadline day, we do it up till a couple of hours back. These were all empty. So we have a few players now to show, at least a slide to put. 83 million spent. Van de Beek is a decent signing, and Telles and Cavani. Telles might be okay, but Cavani definitely feels like a desperate last minute signing, especially because he has been free from June. We got some couple of other players. As you can see, Sancho, I have mentioned because he was the one which was
Mm-mm.
like sold for 2 months, and then obviously you cannot expect Dortmund to go back on their word, and he's not there. And I'm okay with it in the sense that considering the financial climate, I know sour grapes, but considering the financial climate and everything, spending 100, maybe a 120 million on a single player and seeing the deficiencies in other part of the squad. So, okay. So, your thoughts?
I
Late
think
on.
so. Let's start with the board itself. Okay, when you say what they really need, I think let's look at what they have currently. Okay, squad is okay enough. It's a I mean, very good squad, I should say, not okay enough. Definitely, top four contenders for sure with the existing squad that they have.
Yeah.
But are they getting the max out of them? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah. So why the question remains why? So you have the board, you have your manager or the coach, whatever you want to call them. Then you have your recruitment. So I think basically everything needs to go away. And as you put it in your slides as well, director of football is a must for United now. Because see, if you look at the squad, it has been assembled by 5, 6 managers now. Post,
Mm-hmm.
I may not be accurate with the number, but yeah, a huge number of
If you
managers,
take care,
different type of players, different footballing philosophy. So it's basically a mix and match.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a proper squad, where you have a vision in place that this is how I want to play, and these are the players that will fit in that puzzle. So it's not that.
Oh, yeah, and that's why
So
like only sacking the manager won't solve the problem. If we are sacking the manager, you have to at least get the director of football. I know new owners, new CEO, it's a bit drastic, like expecting too much, it won't happen. But director of football, because it's not an experiment, right? It's a tried and tested. All the major clubs have done that,
yes,
and it's a successful formula. And I don't know why United think that they are above
uh,
something which is so basic.
I think uh, I think it's more to do with the way United and even for that matter Arsenal have been run historically. We had Ferguson, Sir Alex, and Wenger doing the job for such a long duration where it was not needed, frankly, because one man, one philosophy. He knows what he had to do.
Yeah.
So that was never a thought. But if you look at it right now, I don't think that's the case. So you definitely need a director of football.
Yeah.
Definitely. And let's look at other clubs where it has worked. So it has worked. It's not that it hasn't worked. So
Exactly.
definitely, I am still flabbergasted to say that United have not gone in for a director of football till now.
Yeah, I think that
People
will
are
be the
available. Good people are available.
yeah, that will be the biggest change that needs to come out. But I don't know if it will happen or not. I think it will just be the same old rinse repeat cycle.
Having talked about expectations, Tobin Heath and another United women's player has sold more t-shirts than any of the United men's players this season. I just sent you that article. I don't know if it is true, but yeah, I just read it yesterday in all the transfer day madness. So that says a lot.
Yeah,
The
that says
fans'
a lot,
expectation
right?
have
So
definitely
yeah, from a but I would spin it positively that the women's football team is also gaining supporters. But
if you look at the front three, they are always trying to get in behind the defenders. Yeah.
Mhm.
So their focus is always on, let's wait, just try to get
Yeah,
in behind the defenders. They don't focus so much on pressing and getting back, if you ask me.
yeah,
So the work rate is not there.
hmm, true, true.
So a lot of things to improve. You
Yeah,
possibly have to make a list, prioritize what needs to be done
yeah.
first, and then
We'll need another whole session for just United and maybe another whole dedicated transfer market because no, it's like we are not getting anything we want in the
yeah,
market.
definitely. Yeah.
Expectation wise, I think top four will be difficult now considering the performances. We'll improve a little bit, but like everybody now understands the
I
weaknesses.
I wouldn't rule out United for top four still. I think
Okay.
it's just 3 games into the season.
Mhm. Okay. Maybe I.
Even last season, sorry, even last season we had a phase where United were bad. Okay, but
Mhm.
post lockdown they came out and January signing of
Yeah.
Bruno that changed the game totally.
True.
Before lockdown, if anybody had asked you that you will finish in the top four, you would have laughed probably.
So
But
you are
yeah,
saying
it happened.
Sancho
So
will come in January, right?
I'm not sure if Sancho will improve the squad like
Mm,
Bruno did.
yeah.
Okay, because that's see, attacking wise, if you look at it, they're okay. It's
Hmm.
not that they're not scoring goals. Yeah,
Yeah.
and even in the Tottenham game, they scored in the first minute. I
Yeah.
mean that crazy red cards apart, but yeah,
Hmm.
it could have gone either way. So
Yeah.
top four, I would put United. So I'm not anything but United, by the way.
You're hiding
Thank you.
in the public forum.
I
You're
love to
hiding your face.
criticize them, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I love to criticize them, but yeah, I wouldn't say that they're out of the top four race yet.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, with the signings, let's see if there is an improvement. Hopefully, they.
Signings, I'm not sure. Telles is good. Okay, I've seen him play. I've also had him in my FUT team because he was not a United player. Otherwise, I would not have had him.
Yeah, your
So he is
philosophy.
a.
And you are not
So
ABU then.
you can call me whatever you want. Okay, blame me for United's problems. Another
You are the
scapegoat.
one. Remove your mask and reveal
So
Ed Woodward.
I have phone conversations with him. Maybe I'm misguiding him. Yeah. So, like I said, Telles is good.
Mhm.
Cavani, I mean, not really sure if he's what United wanted, but he offers something different to what United already have. Okay, so he's the proper target man up front. He can do that role. Yeah. So that is something which United currently do not have.
Mhm.
Van de Beek, I really don't know why United signed him. Frankly.
Yeah, with the other deficiencies, definitely he doesn't look like a priority signing, but maybe he was just available. I also don't know. Director of football will
Mhm.
tell us when he comes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to
So
Chelsea.
yeah.
Okay, so they had I would say they spent a lot of money, but these are all genuine good signings. So I don't think there's much to complain from their perspective. They should be, maybe competing for the league because of the now like Liverpool losing. They can probably compete for the league. I would put them in the top four bracket. Defense, I see a weakness. Like Lampard needs to improve them, but maybe all of the teams this season don't look like having a good defense. So maybe it will just even out.
Squad wise, Chelsea, yes, they're definitely, top four contenders. I would say not definite top four, they're contenders. And Champions League semi-final, I don't think they're gonna make it. I
Okay.
don't think they're gonna make it. Uh, Primarily because if you look at Chelsea games, they still are figuring out how they're gonna play.
Mhm.
They don't have a clear strategy. I mean, new players bedding in, all these things
Yeah.
happening. And with the games coming in thick and fast between now and when the Champions League knockout stages start,
Mhm.
I don't think they have the time and, all the squad to bed everybody in. So I
Okay.
don't think they'll make Champions League semifinals.
Let's move on to your third favorite club and your favorite manager, Spurs. So
Hey, Jose.
I think they have like not spent too much
I
as
think
everyone else, but they have.
before
Okay.
before
Yeah.
before we before we proceed, I think Jose is still not very happy with not being talked about after that great win
Yeah.
because Liverpool produced the bigger shocker and people focused on United. So let's do him a favor and let's not talk about Spurs much.
Yeah, let's move on quickly. But just a quick that they have spent not spent too much, but they have some made some genuinely good signings. Bale, we'll see how.
interesting,
Yeah.
interesting signings. So I would say top four. I don't think so.
Okay.
Winner Cup. When was the last time they won a cup? I don't remember. Win Europa League, too far fetched.
Yeah. No, this is more from like if they have Mourinho now, right? He is a specialist. If at least they don't win a cup, I would say it's a failure for them then this season. They haven't spent too much, but they have spent good they have a good squad now, and with Bale, maybe the salary aspect is also taken into account. I think the weakness only is central defense, where he's obsessed with Dyer. I don't know. I don't think he's a top four level central defender as such. But
I think the weakness is more in the overall mentality, and
mhm.
I'm not really sure if Jose will improve that because he's already started picking on Dele Alli right now.
Yeah,
Something he does in all the clubs he's gone to. So let's see how the squad reacts.
And fortunately for Ali, he's still there. So he'll get picked on. And finally, Arsenal. Again, not much money spent, but very interesting and good signings. Partey definitely the big uh, signing, deadline day signing, and a much required, right? I don't think there is a defensive midfielder of his level definitely in Arsenal. So he's and with the games that they have been playing, right? So I think from a defensive perspective, attack perspective, they are very well. They have the players. Only the central midfield was a slightly weak point from an attack.
Yes.
Yeah, so a creative midfielder
Uh,
would have been better, like over and above all this, but that might come in Jan or the next season. But for
so
now, I
I
think
have I think I have an interesting theory. So basically, if you look at the squad, the way they've been playing, they're playing with three at the back. Okay, I think that's more to do with the way our defense has been. And if you look at what Arteta after coming in has done is he's improved that overall defensive structure of the team. Yeah, so that's a huge improvement. Now, having said that, I think the eventual plan is always to go to four at the back. That is the plan. That is how Arteta likes to play. Partey will definitely, be a big piece of the puzzle to solve that. Yeah.
mhm,
Now, having said that, creative midfielder problem. One of the reasons possibly is also because we play five at the back, so we have to sacrifice some creativity because of that. Maybe going to four at the back will enable some of the creative fielders, midfielders, attackers to create and score more goals. So I will wait and watch if that is really a problem for creative midfielders. If we're able to move to back four quickly, that's
okay,
something I expect to happen soon,
all right, yeah.
possibly before Christmas, hopefully.
Creativity, I think Danny Ceballos is also there because
Yes,
he is a good addition.
we. I mean, attacking wise, I'm not so much worried because we have a good enough attacking front, and so creativity will come from the attackers. I think what was missing was the link from defense to those attacking front three. So, apart from being a defensive midfielder, he's a very good ball carrier.
Okay,
Yeah. So I think that solves a lot of problems. So we might have a three of Xhaka, Ceballos, and Partey. I think that is will be our more or less midfield three.
okay, yeah.
And
I think
remember, in the last game, Villain drifted into the number 10 role. If you say after Nketiah was taken off and Oba came in centrally, Villain drifted into the number 10 role.
mhm,
So yeah, there is a lot of fluidity in that position. So creativity, I think that can be addressed without a signing for the season at least.
okay,
Let's see how season goes.
okay, okay, yeah.
Expectations for the season: top four definitely, win a cup definitely, win Europa League. I think with Partey signing, definitely we should be going for that.
Yeah, with Partey,
Unless
definitely, I think
Sevilla drops down from Champions League and comes back,
they are already planning
something they
for
can,
that.
yeah, so they
They
can
have
definitely do that.
the whole flow chart made up that we'll get down at this stage who are our opponents in the Europe and everything else.
Yeah,
And you have
just
to,
take
and
Champions League money and then play Europa League. I think that's a very good strategy.
and win that also, and you have a trophy also.
Everybody is happy.
Yeah.
Makes sense financially.
And with Partey signing, you do not have to now park any buses also.
I think parking a bus, if you look at the way Arsenal have playing out from the back and all those things. So if you look at the position stats as well, it's not that bad. Maybe against the better teams, we have parked the bus a little. We have defended in banks of four, per
Okay.
se, two banks of four.
Mm,
But
okay.
that's the way football happens nowadays. So you can't blame him for that.
No, it's not a blame. It's just good to see some honest feedback on on that front from an Arsenal plan.
No, see, the way Jose does is different, okay? He parks the bus literally against every team on the earth.
Ah,
Arsenal have not done it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's the difference.
true.
That's the difference. Hmm.
Okay. And Aubameyang also, right? So I've just mentioned it here because getting
That
that,
was the key.
yeah,
That was the key.
yes.
I think apart from creative midfielder, I think we also need Gunnersaurus back. That's something that I wanted to touch upon.
Yeah.
So we have, Arsenal fans have created a GoFundMe page. I was very happy with that. Okay, so people who can contribute, please do it. Something that should be done. Arsenal have been, the class has gone out of Arsenal. They've been ruthless. Maybe that's the way the club will go forward. Maybe I wanted Arsenal to be more ruthless, but definitely Gunnersaurus is not one of them that I wanted to let go.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a
Doesn't
club
make
mascot.
sense that
Yeah.
club mascot is being let go. So
Yeah.
yeah, any Gunner fan or any football fan in general, do help out. All right, thanks Gautam. We had a great talk, and looking forward to the rest of the season. We'll connect again in January if there is some good good transfers. But
should I
hopefully,
should I wear should I wear a yellow tie next time? Transfer deadline day expert and yellow tie is always
yeah, yeah, special list, and we'll get Prasad also from UK to join us. And
Hmm.
all right, had
Sure.
a great time.
Thank you. Thanks,
Last
Sandy. Have
message
a
for
great time.
the viewers.
Party time.